That's what you missed on Glee! Fondue for two, fondue for two, that's one hot dish. Fondue for two. That's not okay. I mean, all of it's iconic. I never sent anyone to a crack den, but Glee definitely made me think about doing it. Just a whole hot mess of greatness. I love Glee. Okay, my little Gleeks, before we start into the video, by the way, on the 18th of August, which is a Sunday, I'm going to be live at Zadell in London doing an In Conversation with West End Wilmer. West End Wilmer is a theatre blogger and he is raising money for the National Autistic Society. It's basically going to be me and him, we're going to be having a chat, a Q&A, in person. You can come and meet me and we can just hang out. It'll be really nice. And it's all for charity, so if you do want to come along, the tickets are down below. As I say, it's the 18th of August, live at Zadell in Piccadilly Circus with me, sipping some tea. Now then, let's talk about Glee. I am Glee trash. I am. But Glee was also sometimes trash. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. A lot of the times on Glee, you are like, what? So I think that part of the reason why Glee is so amazing is how ridiculous it was. But there were some moments that you just thought, how did that get on TV? You know? And because Glee has now been put on Netflix, everybody in the world seems to be rewatching it. I've been rewatching it again, and I've got a lot of thoughts and a lot of feelings. I just have a lot of feelings. So that's what I'm doing today. It needs to be known right now though, I love Glee. This is no hate to Glee whatsoever. I think it's just what we would all agree. We're serious what the f moments. I feel like we need to start with a what the f moment was when Quinn convinced Finn, who was like what, 16 at the time, that she got pregnant from them being in a hot tub together. Like, he's 16. How would he not know that that doesn't work? Yeah, it was an odd moment for us all, and I feel like that really set up Glee for what it was, which was just a whole hot mess of greatness. As much as I'm talking in this video about how much trash Glee was, I'm still Glee trash because I still stan it so hard. I love Glee. Okay, we need to talk about Gangnam Style. Who allowed Gangnam Style to be on the TV? Like, I feel so sorry for the Glee cast because they obviously had to like learn the song, record the song, film it and everything. It's all in like, is it in Korean? I'm sure it's Korean. But I feel really sorry for them that they had to learn the words to Gangnam Style. And they did it in a competition. When was Gangnam Style ever gonna do well in a competition? Really? Grilled cheeses. I'm gonna be honest with you, whenever I like make toast or, I mean, I don't cook very often, but if I cook things, I'll quite often look for a grilled cheeses in there and see if Jesus is also watching over me. I say that grilled cheeses was a what moment, but you know, it also still affects me every day and is with me every single day. Gleek for life. So a real like what the moment for Glee was when the boys used pictures of Coach Beast as a turn off. Like, how did that get through like checks? Do you know what I mean? For it to get to the TV. And I just feel sorry for Dot Marie Jones as well, who like, I'm sorry, Coach Beast was just treated like crap throughout the whole series. I loved Coach Beast and I don't know, I feel like all of Coach Beast's storylines were like sad, and I understand justice for Bob, but justice for Coach Beast, you know that? Justice for Dot Marie Jones. Okay, Lucy Caboose. I feel like a lot of people had a real issue with Lucy Caboose, which was, if you don't remember, in the first season, Quinn Fabray was like, oh, I have a secret. I used to be called Lucy. What was her name? I don't remember her name, but basically she was like a bit overweight. She had glasses and pimples. Everyone called her Lucy Caboose, and it was like it was the worst thing that ever happened. Like, how is being overweight and having glasses like the worst thing ever? I don't know, I feel like it was just very basic writing. That could have been a moment for Quinn to have had like a real backstory and some real depth early on in the series, and it just was like, oh, I used to not be as good looking as I am now. Don't tell anyone. Okay, but can we just talk about when Sue Sylvester got married to Okay, but can we just talk about when Sue Sylvester got married to Sue Sylvester in an Adidas wedding dress? What was that about? It was real strange. And wasn't her mum a Nazi hunter? Or was she a Nazi herself? I don't remember. It was all very strange. Do you remember when they also sang that song, why oh, why oh, why oh? about Ohio. My overall reaction to that was, what the f? When Lindsay Lohan was in the show, they'd have like somebody who works in the mall, somebody who runs a funeral parlour, and then this one series they're like, we've got Perez Hilton and Lindsay Lohan. What? It was so weird. Why was Lindsay Lohan there? Why did she agree to it? There was a lot of special guests on Glee that you're like, what are you doing here? Like Demi Lovato and Adam Lambert being in a group called Pamela Lansbury. What was that about? Do you remember when Adam Lambert sang Edge of Glory and Demi Lovato doesn't sing in it, but she's his guitarist? It's like Demi Lovato, multi-millionaire superstar, stood at the back with a guitar like, weird, so weird. And why was the group called Pamela Lansbury? I mean, it's kind of iconic. I mean, all of it's iconic. When Rachel Berry sent Sunshine Corazon to a crack den. That was a real moment of like, what? The whole telephone scene, you know when they sang Telephone in the bathroom and it was so auto-tuned that it was like, is this on purpose or what? It was so weird. And then she's like, oh yeah, I don't like Sunshine, so I sent her to a crack den. I mean, I think probably like 14 me was like, oh my god, we stand Rachel, she won't let anything stand in her way. She'll send a bitch to a crack den. I'm gonna do the same thing. And that's probably why I had no friends at school. I never sent anyone to a crack den, but Glee definitely made me think about doing it. Okay, but do you remember when Puck was struggling to do his geography test? So they all sang The Rain in Spain from My Fair Lady. What was that about? But they did like a rock version of The Rain in Spain from My Fair Lady. Why? Do we all remember about when the boys from the Glee Club made a Justin Bieber tribute band? That was odd. And they all had big fringes. It was a weird time for us all. Okay, but like, some of these have been like funny WTF moments, but something that really annoyed me in Glee was Unique. The way that they spoke about Unique, there was a lot of misgendering, there was a lot of like uncomfortable language, and it was a great opportunity to show a trans person going through their transition, and I don't know, a lot of it made me uncomfortable. And Alex Newell is one of the most talented and incredible people on the planet. I don't feel like it was done justice. Unique is this sassy lady, and they're coming on in like a cardigan with like an A-line, like knee-length skirt that somebody's like, they look like they would be picking you up at the school gates, you know? Oh my god, do you remember when Ryder's big secret was that he had dyslexia? And it's this huge thing and he's like, oh my god, I can't tell anyone. It's my biggest secret ever. I'm dyslexic. And then 2 weeks later he's like, by the way, I was abused as a child. Surely that's a bigger thing than being dyslexic. And then also the way that everyone behaved about him being abused. There was like, yeah man, older girl. That's not okay. The school shooting episode. I rewatched it recently and I remember when I watched it at the time and I was like, oh, this is really uncomfortable. And then I like rewatched it recently and again I was like, oh god, this is so bad. I really disliked it. I don't know. I think it's great how Glee like really covered some serious topics. I don't feel like a school shooting was the right way to go. But it wasn't even a real school shooting, it was like a fake school shoot, well, an accidental shooting. And then you just see them doing these really sad recordings on like phones and things, and it just felt really inappropriate. I don't know if that's just me, and maybe I'm too sensitive, but I didn't like the school shooting episode. Sorry, Ryan Murphy, I think you're great, but I didn't like that one. Right, a question that I have. Why was everyone so angry about Run, Joey, Run? Because I think it's a really good song. At the time in the episode, everyone's like, why would you do that, Rachel? And I'm there like, this is a banging tune. Yes, Jonathan Groff. Yes, Corey Monteith. Woo! Why was everyone so angry? Is this something I'm missing? If you know why people were so shocked about it, please let me know, because I never knew. Do we remember when Mercedes thought that broccoli was a toilet brush? That was a great moment. Mercedes had some cracking moments. Do you remember Tater Tot Gate when Mercedes was like, I need the tarts, and she was obsessed with tater tots? That was a weird moment. The puppet episode, and I'll just leave it there. Okay, basically everything that Shelby did was a what the moment. So Shelby is Rachel's mum, and then she adopts Quinn and Puck's baby. Shelby starts sleeping around with Puck, and Quinn's like, I'm gonna hide some hot sauce in your house and try and steal back my baby. What? That already was weird enough. But then Shelby and Puck are getting together, and it's like, Puck, so you used to go out with Rachel and now you're going out with her mum, who is also looking after your baby? And then Quinn's like, oh, I'm gonna get my baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby. Quinn's like, I'm gonna get my baby back. And then when Rachel moves to New York, Shelby then starts a toddler daycare, or like a toddler class, to get them ready for Broadway. And then there's no talk ever again about Quinn wanting the baby, and it's like, so Quinn was angry when Shelby was teaching at the school and she couldn't have a baby, but when her baby gets taken from Ohio all the way to New York, she's apparently fine with it. What's that about? Do you remember Harmony, who was played by Lindsay Pearce, who was on the Glee project, who, by the way, was like my favourite contestant on the Glee project, and they made her out to be a bitch when actually she was just tenacious. Right, Harmony, why did she never go to NIADA? So she went to that thing where she sang, times have changed, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, and she did that tap number, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to NIADA. Why was she then never at NIADA? These are the questions I'm asking. And when they went to NIADA, why was everybody else in their year like, looked like they'd just walked out of the ensemble of Chicago, and then Rachel and Kurt are there like, I'm ready to go to class. But then at the same time, there's the Adam's Apples, who, do we remember when they did like a slow version of Baby Got Back? What was that about? That was just the whole NIADA section was like, what the fuck? Right. A prime what the moment was when Blaine cheated on Kurt with a guy that he met on Facebook. Just after that, I feel like Blaine like really went downhill. Like, don't get me wrong, Blaine was and is forever my favourite character on Glee. I think I just like the way that Darren Criss dances, and the way that he sings, and the way he just like uses every section of his face when he's singing. Does that make sense? I don't know if it does, but it makes sense to me. But I still feel like they made Blaine like whiny, and like, why did he cheat on Kurt? That was just like a dick move, you know? And then Blaine and Karofsky, like the puppet episode, I'll just leave that there. Okay, but do you remember when Artie was directing West Side Story and he was like, oh, Rachel and Blaine, you need to have sex so that you can act better in West Side Story? That's weird. It was so weird. Do we remember when Tina fell in the fountain and then woke up and thought that she was Rachel? Let's be honest, we've all been there. I remember when I was like 14. I keep saying 14, I was definitely like 18 when it came out. I remember when I was a teenager and I was watching Glee and I was like, oh my god, I am Rachel Berry. Right, what the f, when Tina had a stutter? What the f, when Tina started fancying Blaine and straddled him? I was watching that episode not long ago and I thought, god, when she like, so he's sick and she straddles him and she's like rubbing vapor rub on his chest. I thought, how awkward that must that have been to film. Just how awkward. Right, I talked about this in my last Glee video, but when Quinn Fabray was giving birth and they were singing Bohemian Rhapsody at the same time, who thought that would be a good idea? I mean, I thank them for it because, you know, iconic, but still, what the right, prime what the hell moments are Kristen Chenoweth storylines. I love Kristen Chenoweth, do not get me wrong, but Kristen Chenoweth making an all-white version of The Wiz, Kristen Chenoweth owning a roller disco. Oh my god, do you know what my favourite though was when she had like a little dress on and she was like, do you want to steal things? You just put them between your legs and you walk on out. And I'm like, I learned so much from April Rhodes. When Kurt and Sarah Jessica Parker sang Let's Have a Kiki. Right, oh my god, as well, the NIADA auditions, right? Already it's like, why would the head of musical theatre travel around the country, America's a big country, to go to each individual high school to audition people, and why would they do it in like full costume and stuff? So when Kurt's there with his like Phantom of the Opera mask and she's like, I'll be your Christine, it's like, and he's there with all the candles, it's like, what the hell? tell. But oh my god, when he sang Not the Boy Next Door from The Boy from Oz. No offense, but that's a great tune and I love it. I love when he rocked out the little gold trousers. Best Kurt song ever in my opinion. And then basically the last one is probably the biggest what the f moment, and it was whenever Will Schuester rapped. When he sang the thong song, an unforgivable moment really in Glee history. The thong song, just all the moments when he rapped, it was weird. But honest to God, I love Glee. So as much as I'm like, these are the most what the fuck moments, I still love Glee and I still wish that they would bring it back today and I could be in it. Once a Gleek, forever a Gleek. Woo! That's my video and that's how Amy sees it. Do you remember when Britney thought that guy was a leprechaun and then he put chocolate bars in Lord Tobbington's litter box? Just so many moments. That's how I would describe them, as moments. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna do a video about my favourite Glee performances and my least favourite as well, if you are looking for that sweet, sweet Glee content. Come and see me on the 18th of August at Live at Zedell. The links will be down below to go and get tickets. As I say, it's for the National Autistic Society and very, very important, and literally all proceeds are going to charity, and that's great, and Glee's great, and that's what you missed on Glee! Bye!